Hey everyone, and welcome back to Dayum. People often assume that the spouses of billionaires are all spoiled supermodels who spend all their time hopping from one party to the next. Is this, however, the case? Almost 3,000 billionaires are in control of some of the world's biggest and most significant corporations. While the figure may seem large, it pales compared to the world's population of well over 7 billion people. Swimming in pools, shopping for the best designer brands, squeezing into pricey restaurants, and downing too many mimosas are what many people imagine the world of a wealthy wife to be like. I have seen a different aspect of life among my circle of friends, at least. But in today's video, I have discovered women with billion-dollar fundraising organizations, international volunteer trips, and countless hours creating and operating charities and businesses. These ladies should not be referred to as trophy spouses. Sure, they married billionaires, but they all have excellent resumes, including a well-known philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and a physician. Today, we are going to be talking about the Wives of Billionaires. We will take a peek at the lives of some of the billionaire spouses to see how they make a livelihood and create a change in their own way. Before we start, smash the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when we post new videos. Priscilla Chan. Our old pal Mark Zuckerberg is a well-known public personality. Mark's hand is hemmed in with a personal wealth of $63.8 billion. It is easy to see why. Back in 2003 though, when everyone wore velour tracksuits and listened to everything from Lil Kim to Clay Aiken, Mark Zuckerberg met Priscilla Chan at Harvard. Priscilla was a biology student who also studied Spanish at the university at that time. By the way, she can also speak Cantonese. Priscilla's parents, who left Vietnam and landed in America, worked hard to guarantee that Priscilla received an education, which she accomplished. Priscilla then went to medical school at the University of California, San Francisco, after graduating from Harvard. She subsequently completed her pediatric residency at San Francisco General Hospital and has worked as a pediatrician since. In addition to raising her kids and working as a doctor at the same time, she also started an initiative for children. Mark was encouraged by Priscilla to start the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. The Chan Zuckerberg Initiative has given $4.6 billion to nonprofits, including $128 million to schools in the San Francisco Bay Area. Priscilla's upbringing has mainly been credited to the initiative's primary emphasis on education, healthcare, and science. Priscilla went on to establish the Primary School, a nonprofit institution that offers education and prenatal care to students ages K to 12. The school promises to check for behavioral problems and treat each child's individual needs as early as possible. Priscilla has spent the bulk of her life working with children, and she currently juggles parenting her children while also operating their primary school. In her instance as a billionaire's wife, there was not a lot of pool lounging. She is incredible. Lucy Southworth. Larry Page may not be a household name, but he was instrumental in founding a business that you are more familiar with, Google. In 2007, the beauty who snagged one of the world's most desirable billionaire bachelors, Google co-founder Larry Page, caused a stir in Silicon Valley. The pair married in December at Richard Branson's Necker Island. U2's Bono attended the ceremony. Beauty and intelligence. Mrs. Page is a Stanford biomedical informatics PhD graduate who previously attended Oxford and the University of Pennsylvania. She earned a Master's of Science degree from the University of Oxford, where she focused on data analysis and the study of eukaryotic organisms. Her husband, Larry Page, earned a lot of money from Google, leaving him with a current net worth of $58.6 billion. Lucinda Southworth has amassed quite a wealth and a reputation for herself. She is now employed as a scientist and researcher full-time, but she also assists in managing the Carl Victor Page Memorial Fund, which has given $15 million to research. Even though she and Larry manage the charitable organization, she is also engaged in other organizations, including her mother's. On top of her full-time profession as a scientist and involvement with several charities, she often goes to Africa to offer medical assistance to at-risk populations. Lucy is also a mother of 2 small children. Susan Dell. Susan Dell is the next lady on our list. Susan Dell is the wife of of Michael S. Dell, the founder and CEO of Dell Incorporated, the world's largest provider of IT infrastructure. Susan and Michael married in 1989, and she has been engaged in charitable endeavors ever since. Susan may seem to be another computer scientist, but she is really on the other end of the spectrum. Susan is a professional athlete that competes in triathlons and marathons. She was also a member of the President's Council on Sports and Physical Fitness. Susan also worked on 3 different fashion lines, which were forced to shut due to the COVID crisis. Susan is currently the co-founder and chairwoman of the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, which has given over $650 million to help eliminate urban poverty in Africa, India, and the United States. Susan is literally running on the field while her husband Michael is running Dell. In 2003, the top athlete participated in the Ironman endurance event. She is also the chairman of FI, a fashion company featured in Vogue, and has done catwalk presentations in New York. You may have noticed by now that we have almost spoken about a lot of spouses from tech company billionaire founders. Astrid Manx. Astrid Manx is the second wife of the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett began dating Astrid Manx while still married to his first wife, Susan Buffett, and neither of them seemed to mind. Warren Buffett, the financial genius, has had an unconventional marriage. Astrid Manx was even introduced by Susan Buffett herself to her husband, Warren. When Astrid met Warren and his previous wife, Susan, she was working as a waitress. She worked in a cocktail bar in Omaha, Nebraska called the French Cafe. Astrid is from Latvia, a tiny nation situated on the Baltic Sea between Lithuania and Estonia. When Susan died, Buffett and Manx wedded and have been together ever since. Astrid, the wife of Nebraska's richest man, is not exactly who you would expect. She is not a socialite or a jet setter in the traditional sense. In reality, Astrid changed jobs a few times before landing the position where she encountered Warren. To date, Astrid and Warren still shop at second-hand stores despite possessing a lot of money. One of the characteristics they have in common is thriftiness. Rather than splurging like there is no tomorrow, Warren enjoys a McDonald's burger and cherry cola instead of dining in luxury. When he bought the house they now reside in Omaha, it was only valued at about $31,000. This is one power couple that chooses to live their lives in simplicity. Warren has even said that he will donate the bulk of his wealth to charity when he dies. Astrid is well known for her philanthropic donations to the local zoo, among her other hobbies. It is difficult to criticize a lady who cares about animals and buys at Goodwill, you know. We can only assume that Astrid has a big heart and cares deeply about the well-being of others. She had also given to and helped organize organizations that Susan used to run before she died. Wow. Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott, who used to be Mackenzie Bezos, is the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, the creator of Amazon. The couple was married from 1993 until 2019. When they divorced, they agreed to a $35 billion divorce settlement, making Mackenzie the world's third wealthiest woman. She has been trying to give the bulk of her money to charity since then. She just gave nearly $4 billion to 384 different charities. Isn't it inspiring? Mackenzie was born and raised in San Francisco. She tells Vogue that she was a shy kid who would spend much of her time creating complex stories in her room. She wrote her first novel, The Bookworm, when she was 6 years old. According to her Amazon author profile, the handwritten 142-page book was subsequently lost in the flood. After graduating from high school, Mackenzie attended Hotchkiss School before transferring to Princeton to study fiction under Pulitzer Award winner Toni Morrison. In the past, Mackenzie also worked as a dishwasher, waitress, clothes salesman, deli cashier, restaurant hostess, library staff, data entry clerk, tutor, nanny, and research assistant throughout her undergraduate years. Presently, Mackenzie married Dan Jewett, a science teacher, 2 years after divorcing her wealthy husband and father of her 4 children, Jeff Bezos. Melinda Gates. Who does not know Melinda Gates? Just this year, she and her husband, Bill Gates, just announced their their divorce. What happened? We never know. Melinda Gates was married for 27 years to one of the world's most famous billionaires, Bill Gates. Melinda has become so skilled at playing her role as one of the world's most prominent philanthropists. She was a math and science nerd raised in a middle-class Dallas household who finished first in her high school class and proceeded on to Duke University to study computer science and economics. She began her career at Microsoft as an associate product manager when she met Bill Gates, the company's ambitious young CEO, whom she married in 1994. Melinda avoided attention, devoting herself to raising their 3 children, not agreeing to her first extensive profile until 2008. She was used to being in the limelight as part of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at the time. She is wholly dedicated to the world's most prominent private foundation. The institution's mission is to enhance millions of people's health and help poor people get out of poverty. In recent years, she has made it her personal goal to improve women's well-being in underdeveloped nations by promoting contraception and lowering maternal and neonatal death rates. President Barack Obama presented Melinda Gates with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States, in 2016. In their statement after the divorce announcement, Bill and Melinda Gates said that they would continue to work together at the foundation. They said that they would continue to define the organization's goals, advocate for its causes, and determine its course. That is all there is to it. The lifestyles and stories of the wives of famous billionaires. What are your thoughts on their philanthropic endeavors? If you were as wealthy as these ladies or married to a billionaire, what would you do? Please let me know in the comments section below. While you are here, go ahead and click one of these 2 videos on your screen. Like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.